If guns are a part of the Second Amendment, knives are a part of the Second Amendment, why can't grenades or rocket launchers be a part of the Second Amendment?
I need a lawyer to help this man out.
How big is these weapons? Can I have a huge 36 explosive space modulator?
I think the answers to all these should be no.
What is the maximum limit of the Second Amendment right to bear arms? There's so many loopholes because guns were not this advanced.
Yeah.
Technically, bombs are Second Amendments, right?
Well, it's considered a destructive device.
Guns are destructive devices. Why do you have a gun that can shoot 160 bullets a minute? How bad is your shot to kill a moose? You gotta tear up the whole
And are you
woods.
gonna eat that moose after like all them shots? Lions.
If you got to shoot this many times, and now you got 136 bullets in some cattle, and now you trying to bring this cattle back home to the farm, and now you got to pick out all the bullets like it's fish ribs. You're feeding this cattle to your 3-year-old, and they biting down on bullets. No one needs an automatic assault rifle. And then some people be like, well, hold up. I use it in my house. I have a mansion. Somebody step inside my house. Whoop, 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 whoop. Now you got bullet holes in your house because you let off a whole round. You changed the clip and you got a bad shot. You just shot up the whole house. Your living room is Swiss cheese now. And you shot him in the calf muscle. That's all.
I hope these people are getting it, like going to the range and practicing.
No! If you got an automatic assault rifle, you are not practicing. Keep holding that trigger down until you hit the target.
Welcome to another random ass convo with Twilla and Dion. What? I don't even know how to behave with no ...
I'm responding on via satellite as a late response. Ellipses ... Dion Leigh.
What's up, dude?
Hello, Twilla. Welcome back to the festivities.
Thank you for having me. I just found out I was like recast.
Yes, and now I have to resume to my boring self because you're going to suck the energy out of my life.
Whoa, okay, that feels personal.
Right, what's going on, man? What we got going on?
All right, so just in general, life. It's holidays are coming up. Holidays.
Yes.
Thanksgiving is tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, not really. No, next week.
I was like, whoa.
But it just feels like it's fast approaching.
Yeah. After Thanksgiving is my birthday. We're moving fast.
You just skipped over mine.
All right.
But, yeah. So I'm good over here. Just been working, as you know. Working.
Twilla and I work together, but we don't work together.
Pretty much.
I see her probably like an hour a day, and she's off on the races.
I don't know what races that is, but just I'm also excited with the countdown to Christmas stuff we have going on at LTE Studios.
Yay! And what that mean?
So basically, we have all these Christmas specials happening. So every week through December 18th, my birthday, we'll be doing a different getaway that's good from starting that day through December 18th. So you have about 4 or 5 specials coming your way. And the first one we announced was the Christmas mini portrait sessions. So that means you can come get photos done if you're in LA at our studio for $100. Great for Christmas cards and memories in general. Mm-hmm. I've been decorating Christmas trees, I feel like, for the past month.
Yeah.
But,
you did an amazing job.
Well, thank you, my friend.
You've literally decorated 4 trees, actually. That's a different story.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man. But what have you been up to? I see you on podcasts. I see you working. I see you doing sketches. I see you all over the place.
That's it.
That's it?
You gonna ask
Well,
me?
can you give
feel
more
that?
details?
I've been in sketches. I've been in podcasts. I've been using my resources and branching out and asking people and talking to folks, and I'm being invited to locations and sketches, and I'm living in my purpose, if you will.
Yeah, man. I love it. What's going on this weekend?
A lot is going on this weekend.
Like, why is it so busy?
Because it's the weekend before Thanksgiving, and people are traveling. So everybody wants pictures. Everybody wants to shoot. Everybody wants to get prepared. Everyone wants to shoot before the fat day.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, I'm about to eat.
Meanwhile, I told my girl, I was like, I think I should just start a juice fast on Saturday, go through Wednesday, ease myself back into the food. My mom is here, so it's going to be some real food.
So you're saying you can't cook?
Well, we know that's not true. I can cook. But
what is your dish that you make?
For Thanksgiving?
For dinner. Any day. What's your trademark dish?
I don't know if I have a trademark.
You know why? Because you can't cook.
I like different food. I don't like eating the same thing all the time.
Okay, we talk about Italian.
Italian?
Spaghetti. That's what's up. Soul food.
Soul food, I'm going to do some.
No,
I'm going to do some. For soul food, I'll fry some chicken. I'll do some potato salad. I do it like once a year. I'll do like potato salad and some cornbread. I do cornbread quite often because that's my food right there.
I've known you for almost 15 years, and I've had your fried chicken once, and I've had your cornbread.
You know me how long?
You just semantics, man. Semantics. Sheesh.
Yeah, but you're also the type that I can invite over. I'd be like, hey, I'm cooking, or we're cooking, you should come through. And Dion be like, okay, and then he doesn't come through. So
right, I don't.
that's on you.
You're right, I don't.
That's on you, homie.
I need therapy.
I told you that too. It's another story.
I'm just not. It's a story now. I need therapy. People invite me over. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm wanted. I don't have to go. Versus,
I'd rather you just be like, hey, thanks for the invite, I'm not coming. Versus it be halfway in and you be like, oh, let me make room. I have an additional person coming. I've done made room and inconvenienced people. Move your car, park here. So Dion's coming through. And then be like, Dion's not there. And be like, yeah, he's that friend that stands you up.
yeah.
He's not reliable.
Yeah. Remember that. That's how I roll.
Yeah.
But I like when people come to me versus I have to come to them.
That's another issue. Like, there has to be some reciprocity in friendships and ghosting and stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have friends. Am I a bad person?
I'm sitting right here.
I'm starting to so
I don't have friends. What am I?
chopped liver.
Apparently.
So I'm gonna have a real moment on camera, and I'm gonna have a real moment, a very vulnerable moment from Dion Lack. I consider myself a good friend to a lot of people, and I mean that. But I don't get invited to weddings.
So let me ask you this, because I hear you use the term friend a lot. What do you define a friend?
Somebody that you can high five at a basketball game.
That is not a friend. Let's try again.
No. Okay.
But seriously, like a person that you've had a conversation with a couple of times is not a friend. A person that, like you can just hold in conversation, you might talk on the phone once or whatever, but that's not necessarily a friend. Your friend is that confidant, that person who y'all seek each other out for advice. You hang together, you check in, like what's going on in your life, not just work. Like there's that work level friend, but then there's like that real, like those are my go-to.
I don't have any friends. So are you saying since I talk to you mostly every day, you're my only friend?
I didn't say I was your only friend, but
That's
I
what you're
would
saying?
definitely want to be considered a friend. If we're not friends,
I don't have any friends.
Nero, I know you call me your best friend, so I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this, guys. I don't have a complex.
But see, the problem is I can't consider you my best friend because you have 2 other best friends.
Girls do that. We all got like 3 or 4 best friends.
I'm jealous. I need to
I can't have jealous friends. Let's talk about this. This is also an issue.
So I can't give you that title on this side because you
just said you don't have friends. And if I'm your friend, apparently, and I'm the only one, then I am your best one as well. I will take that title.
Let me ask you guys this. If you are best friends with someone else, but they are not best friends with you, is that really considered your best friend?
Wait, say that again.
What?
So you're saying because you would call me your best friend, but I call 2 other people my best friend. You feel like
I can't call you my best friend because you have 2 other best friends with someone else. You have 2 other best friends. Mm-hmm. So it's not reciprocal.
One of my best friends, whose wedding I was just in, also had all her best friends as her bridesmaids.
Her best friends.
Best friends as her bridesmaids. There was like 4 of us. There was no jealousy there. We supported one another.
I kind of feel like I should have been invited to the wedding because I was associated with the best friend.
You probably...
See what I'm saying? So technically, I'm not your best friend because you could have said, hey, Dion, best friend, do you want to go to my best friend's wedding?
Okay, so now you're doing this.
You could have threw that.
Do you want to do this after you give me like talks and speeches about like how you sometimes just don't want to go out? You just want to focus on work. You don't have time to be about this fun stuff. So I respect your wishes and don't give you an invite.
This is what we doing.
We're doing this on camera. Since you wanted to go there, we're going there.
Twilla don't invite me to nowhere. Twilla has went out to drinks. She went out to dinner. She goes to games.
Because you don't want to go.
I always want to go.
You tell me you don't want to go.
I always want to go. But then you always say, I'm sorry, Dion, it's girls' night out. And I'm like, this is why you can't be my best friend.
I couldn't.
Because I don't have titties? Huh? Because I don't have hips? Well, everything I'm naming, I actually have. Everything I'm naming, I actually have. Because I don't have fallopian tubes.
You know what, though? Since we're doing this on the camera.
Oh.
One day, I really just wanted to go. I'd be like, hey, because our studio's in downtown LA, and there's lots of, like, really cute little places that you can go. And there's a Salt and Straw up the street, a cute ice cream place. And I was like, Dion, I think we should, like, just go and get ice cream. And then he really had a moment, like, you should be the one to have fun. Because that's you. I don't want to hold you back in having fun. But I got work to do. And I was like, yo, bet. I'll never ask you to inconvenience yourself again.
I never said that.
Ooh, they be lying.
Who was they? So you talking about your other best friends or me?
You.
Because you said they.
I was talking about your species, males.
Wow. Wow. Smile in your face. All that to say is, I don't have any friends, y'all.
And we've discovered that you don't have friends because you don't want to go out and hang out with nobody. And you don't want to talk and confide. You don't want to do the sacrifice that you have to do to get on the phone and be there for somebody.
Here's the key. I am a introvert extrovert.
Me too.
I love going out, but every time you walk out that door, it's $100.
So your pockets are introverted.
Yes.
See, I'm actually like introverted.
I know.
Your pockets. My pockets are a little too extroverted, and they need to be re-introverted.
Yeah.
But
because gas right now,
expensive. Yo,
it's $5.
I looked at our gas card bill, and I was like,
Yeah.
whose gas tanks have been filled? There's only 2 of us on this account.
Yeah.
Who is doing charity for other people? Oh, these are just...
Yeah. That is your tank, man. That is your tank. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And it's one of those things of like, I need a check to come in. Let me kind of humble myself.
Let's go back into the pandemic because outside is expensive.
People, hey, Dion, do you want to go to the... Oh, God.
It's going to cost $50 to get there.
Oh, parking.
Yeah.
2-drink minimum. Oh.
And then you don't even want to do the drinks no more because Ubers are so expensive. You just like...
It's starting to become therapy now.
Really having a moment.
Help me. Help us. Y'all want to donate some money to the Lacktoast account, please. Money sign LACKTOAST. That's it, right?
Yep. On the good old
I'm
cash.
not even going to say I'm just playing. Please.
All right. Guess what?
What's up?
It's Bizak.
Bizak.
Yeah. I got topics that can be drawn now.
Well,
in my random ass mug.
it's not random.
It's in random order, so don't worry about it. First topic of the day. Are you ready?
No.
Did you get your therapy out? Do you need more?
We'll see.
Okay. All right.
We don't like it.
Privileged ass. All right. Have you been keeping up with this Kyle Rittenhouse trial?
Yes. But please tell the people who Kit Rittenhouse is.
I said Kyle.
Please tell the people who Kyle Rittenhouse is.
Kyle Rittenhouse is the young adult, I guess he's not an adult, but basically who was charged for shooting 2 men, I believe.
Shooting 3 people, killing 2.
Killing 2, injuring the other one. During the George Floyd protest, or the protest in response to George Floyd, he was actually out there with a firearm, with I just want to say good old boys, but I don't know what that team is called, but he was arrested.
Proud Boys, right?
Proud Boys, there you go. He was arrested, and now he has a trial. He has 5 felony counts against him, including first degree of reckless homicide, recklessly endangering safety, and then a couple of counts of intentional homicide. So this kid is on trial, but the judge, this is what's on display is white privilege and systemic privilege as well. Yeah. Because the judge, who has been the judge on that seat since 1983. Jesus. So all of our life, this man has been a judge.
So what was his logic? He's 17, or it wasn't loaded. Like, what was the reasoning why he dismissed the weapons charge?
Well, I want to get to that.
That's the point.
That's the point. Yeah. So he's saying that you just threw me off. That's what I was like. Wait, let me get to that. I want to say that although this judge, that's the extreme of him dropping this, but things that this judge has done up to this point, the first thing that he did was say we can't call the men that he shot victims because that will create too much sympathy or whatever amongst the jurors. So he said defense cannot use the word victims, but then told, not defense, but the people bringing it against the trial, the prosecutors, but then told defense that it's okay to use the terms looters, rioters, and arsonist.
He said it's okay to use those words.
It's okay to use those words, but you can't say victim. So it's okay to build sympathy, anger against these men, but you can't build sympathy against them.
The judge said this.
The judge said this. Judge Schroeder. He also said, like on Veterans Day was last week, I believe. And on Veterans Day, in the court, he was like, hey, let's, take time to remember vets. That's beautiful. And then he asked if anybody in the court, at that court, was a vet. Only one person stood up. And the person who stood up was the person who was actually going to be giving testimony on behalf of Kyle Rittenhouse. So then this man stood up and he was like, we should all applaud this man right now. So it's like, yes, you should support these vets, but at the same time, now you're like, oh, he's a soldier. He's a vet. He fought for us. So it's kind of like people are arguing that he's really swaying the jury with the things that he's doing and saying. And then the judge is saying that, back to your question, that they should drop the defense of gun charges, although this man had a loaded AR-15, which is bananas to me. Continue. What?
Are you going to tell me why he thought it was a...
Oh, I don't know why.
That's why he said I was going to get to it.
I was saying, like, I had the list of things that was like, this is crazy that this is what this judge is doing.
I'm all fine with a mistrial, but I need to understand the reasoning of well, he was 17 and minors are technically, or yeah, they was fighting for the gun and he was self-defense, or and like I need to figure out
like
how it got to the point of saying, yeah, get the gun out of here. Like let's dismiss this. I can't even think of a wild scenario for them to be like, well, that makes sense. Cause if you came to a gathering with a gun, so you can go to a gathering. You had to provoke someone for them to attack you, or what would you screaming out to say? Get out of here, or somebody was like, hey man, what? Can you lower your gun?
Well, they say he dismissed. From what I understand, they dismissed the misdemeanors weapons charge because of the way the statute was written. They said it was poorly written, so it was able to easily to be challenged. So I don't know about the part you're talking about. Was it defense or self-defense? From what I read, they just dropped it. They dropped the misdemeanor one. But it's still problematic that they would drop any part of that, because I'm going to always go back to Tamir Rice. You know how, like, that was just so upsetting. But this 17-year-old boy with a fully loaded weapon, like, you could consider dropping that case when you wouldn't even charge the police who killed Tamir Rice.
Right.
For carrying a fake gun, playing with a toy gun.
Right.
So it's just like, it feels like...
Those police still working, right? Mm-hmm.
And it just feels like this is what systemic... When we talk about systemic racism, this is what it is. Like, the judge who's supposed to be completely non-biased in the court of law is swaying the jury, or, having empathy for, or seeing himself in this... he's just a kid. 17 years old when he did this. He knew what he was doing.
I'm trying my best to figure out, if I came into a public gathering and I had a gun in my hand, is that wrong? We need to inch to the problem.
Into a public gathering.
It
depends on the state you're in, right?
So we're in Minnesota. Is that wrong? So if you just say no, when does it go sour? Like
because I think it goes sour because it's like, did you walk in with a loaded gun with intent to kill? Is that what the?
Yeah, because like if he was being threatened or if he was causing people like I don't know anything about this case.
So Wisconsin is an open carry state. So it's like technically he can carry it, but they're saying they can openly carry firearms as long as they're not short-barreled rifles. So Kyle Rittenhouse's rifle was less than 16 inches and then shorter than 26 inches total. So I guess what was they were trying to figure out, is this size of the gun fall under the statutes of a short barrel gun? And if so, you have to drop that charge. But it's crazy to me because he still
shot people.
And one of the charges is like recklessly endangering safety with a dangerous weapon. They acknowledge that's a dangerous weapon. Yeah. This is why, and I'm getting into gun laws, because I think they're ridiculous, like that we don't have like a federal standard for gun laws or whatever, because he also crossed over into the state, but that's another thing.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, why are you able to openly carry a loaded anything
to a public gathering?
Yeah.
Like I can see at home in your car.
It just feels like a bad idea in this world where people are like randomly killing people. And I know people are like, well, you got to do it to protect yourself. But that means like anxiety's on high. Like you already worried about going to public places in general because you don't know who's crazy. And now I actually see your weapon and I don't know if you're just a person with good intentions looking for bad guys or, about to take us all out. Like
Right. Yeah, I feel like they created the gun laws before they realized how powerful guns can be. Mm-hmm. Was it Amendment 2?
The Second Amendment? Yeah.
And
because guns back there was not that threatening.
It was muscles. You had to do like this. So like, yeah, you can have that gun, but it takes you like 15 minutes to load up. That's
Give
like
me my gunpowder.
Right.
Stuff that in there.
That's like having a AOL dial-up law.
Yeah.
That's like you only can. I don't know. I can't think of an analogy.
But I'm all for people having, I do think we have the right to bear arms, but it's like, what kind of arms are you bearing and why? And why must it be loaded? Like, publicly, there's so many questions, but.
Can bear arms be a knife?
I guess so.
Yeah. Because what if that is technically right to bear arms?
Yeah.
Can I walk around in an open carry state with a knife?
It came up, are knives considered arms? Knives are clearly among the arms, which are protected by the Second Amendment.
How about grenades?
Grenades?
Yeah, come on. If guns, listen, if guns are a part of the Second Amendment, knives are a part of the Second Amendment, why can't grenades or rocket launchers be a part of the Second Amendment? Is it? Grenade is an explosive weapon typically thrown by hand.
Wait, hand grenades are regulated under the National Firearms Act.
How about a slingshot? Like,
you just need a
tank.
I need a lawyer to help this man out.
Like, I need, how big is these weapons? Can I have a huge 36 explosive space modulator?
I think the answer to all these should be no. You can have your slingshot, but
I feel like what is the maximum limit of the Second Amendment right to bear arms?
Military tank.
You can't carry a military tank. That's a
bazooki.
A Zuki?
Bazooki.
Bazooka.
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 Uzi. What's a Uzi?
It's like a smaller guy.
What's the one? The one where they put the
rocket launcher.
Yeah, that.
A bazooka. What is the maximum? Like, I need to know what the maximum is. So obviously we can carry guns, knives. I think we can carry grenades,
bow and arrows,
slingshots, bow and arrows. What is the maximum to say, whoa, now this technically is a vehicle. You can't drive an Air Force One, sir. This is not a part of the Second Amendment.
like you just kind of, it has to be something that's regulated and revisited as technology continues.
Because people, man, they need to amend this. Because they can keep, there's so many loopholes. There's so many loopholes because guns were not this advanced.
Yeah. People don't want to hear it, though. We're so divided by that.
It's technically bombs are Second Amendments, right?
Well, it's considered a, what's the word? Destructive device. So
guns are destructive devices.
But guns are more so like protection.
If I shoot...
Why am I throwing grenades at people?
Why do you have a gun that can shoot 160 bullets a minute?
Touche.
Right.
Yeah.
How bad is your shot to kill a moose? That you gotta tear up the whole
And are you
woods?
gonna eat that moose after like all them shots? Another bullet
Another
hole there.
question. Why do you need an automatic assault rifle? Is it assault rifle?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you need an automatic assault rifle? People say you go hunting. What are you hunting? How bad is your shot?
Lions.
If you got to shoot this many times, and now you got 136 bullets in some cattle.
Why are you hunting cattle?
And now you trying to bring this cattle back home to the farm, and now you got to pick out all the bullets like it's fish ribs.
Oh no!
Now you're feeding this cattle to your 3-year-old, and they biting down on bullets. No one needs an automatic assault rifle. And then some people be like, well, hold up. I use it in my house. I have a mansion. Somebody step inside my house, they gonna get the whoop, 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 whoop. Now you got bullet holes in your house. Because you let off a whole round. You changed the clip and you got a bad shot. You just shot up the whole house.
And the kitten.
Come on, man.
Poor cat.
Your living room is Swiss cheese now. And you shot him in the calf muscle. That's all.
First of all, I hope these people are getting it, like going to the range and practicing.
No. If you got an automatic assault rifle, you are not practicing. Because you're going to keep holding that trigger down until you hit the target.
But I mean, like, there's kickback and stuff that you gotta like.
No. Don't assault rifles just make you twerk. I shot a couple of them. I was hitting it. Like, toot that thing up, mama, with that.
All right. Yeah. What did you think about Kyle's performance on the stand?
I appreciated it, man. I appreciate it. Dude, come on, man. Yeah, the hands up.
No tears.
Yeah, he was
just a red face.
He was the.
He pushed through. He forced them tears. Nothing was coming.
I would have held, if I was the judge, I would have held out as long as possible and watched him, like, see how long he goes.
But that's the issue.
They cut him off.
The judge is trying to protect this young man.
Yeah. He sees himself in him.
Yeah. And that's the issue.
What really bothers me, he didn't shoot white people. I mean, he didn't shoot black people. He shot white people. So now he's like, oh, you. I don't know who's the ally here. Like.
What?
He shot white people.
Right, but what do you mean ally?
I don't know, like, why is he siding with him if you shot other white people?
We live in such a divided country, right? So if these white people were out there in the streets protesting against the killing of George Floyd.
Ah,
There are people who see them as, the liberals, the woke liberals, which is not a good thing in a lot of people's eyes.
So he's like, so the judge wants to reward Kyle Rittenhouse for killing the white allies of George Floyd.
Yeah, I mean, it's no different than like when you saw in the civil rights movement when, like young white kids from up north or all over would come and partner with the movement in the South. Like they were getting arrested and killed too. So you just kind of see those things playing. And to show the other side of Judge Schroeder, everybody says he's a bit of an oddball. And you know how people do, that's just how he does. But it's like, that shouldn't have been acceptable. Like, even though that's how he is or what he does, then he shouldn't have had that seat for a long time.
Let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
You ready for this, though?
I don't know.
Ready for this young heat?
I don't know.
Imagine yourself being the black judge, right? And you're in Alabama. Courtroom full of white people. The victim, the accuser, the new Kyle Rittenhouse, was a black guy. Same situation. And you just hear them like, "Hurry up, Judge Twilla, hang that nigger." You're like, "Hey, stop. That was uncalled for. Let's replace that person because that's not cool." And now you kind of like, I don't even know this case yet, but I kind of sympathize for this boy because they already are.
But that's not the job I took. The job that you swore an oath to.
Right. That's in
you
the
can
perfect
be human,
world.
yeah.
Right. In a perfect world.
Yeah.
You already looking at him like he's a sitting duck. Because
Yeah.
this is a high profile case. And
there is video footage of this kid murdering. Like, that says, like, I can't be that impartial.
I literally just gave you a scenario and you're going back to the original one.
Well, you said it's the same Kyle Rittenhouse, right?
Right. I'm just saying, like, if you in a room full of, like me, anytime I see a fellow Negro, a black person, I'm always kind of like, no, it's a struggle. In production, no, it's a struggle, brother. Yeah. I know. I'm sympathizing with you. I don't know what you've been through, but I know what you're going through, bro. So I'm just saying, like, imagine just you and the black Kyle is the only one in the courtroom, and you are only not sympathizing, but you're the only connection to race, even though he's 100% guilty. So he's a sitting duck, but you kind of like, all right, man, let's just hear what he has to say, because y'all about to chop him up. Like,
yeah, like, I think I could maintain a balance. Like, hey, stop that. This is, like, that sort of thing. With empathizing for the, like, okay, I see what type of thing is about to happen, public lynching that's about to happen to this young man. Let me do the best I can. Like, I could see that happening. But the way this judge is going, like, the last thing, he let him draw. So I guess they had, like, all these like 18 jurors, and they had to narrow it to 12. And so they had to get rid of 6, which I guess would be the alternate. So the judge, they pretty much let Kyle pick draw the names from the hat of who would be, or the cut.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And it's just kind of like, what courthouse procedure is that? Like,
he got to pick his own jury.
Like, they narrowed down the jury, and supposedly it's fine because he was just drawing the names out blindly. But it's like, that's not how the system works. So why did you allow that? And they were like, well, it's not like he saw the names. We just let him pull 6 things out there. But it's like a lot of the things that's happening around this young man, like, you can't even call the people victim, but he's getting more sympathy and treated more fairly than those 2 people that he murdered. And that's frustrating. Right.
Hopefully we have some white allies that can make a lot louder noise. People, especially from the victims who were killed, their families.
Yeah, man. I'm moving on to the next one. Kyle just drained me. Childish ass. We are literally about to talk about the baby.
What baby?
The baby. The baby and his baby.
What about his baby?
The baby and the baby.
And his what?
Baby mama.
Oh.
Yeah.
Baby.
So, first of all, this situation was messy. If you don't know, just to sum it up, the baby and his baby mama, Dani Leigh,
Dani Leigh.
Dani Leigh. I don't know why I say Leigh. It's Dani Leigh. Basically, the baby booted the baby mama from the house while she was feeding their infant child. And then they had been going like back and forth with the cops, and it got heated. And Dani Leigh was later, arrested for, what's the word?
Battery?
A battery for an altercation that went on between the baby and Dani Leigh. So during this time, the baby was trying to just get rid of Dani Leigh. Like, get out my house. You got to go. You and the baby, get up and go. And she was like, I'm with your baby. No, you just not going to kick me and your 3-month baby out the house. And he was like, I'll show you better than I can tell you. So anyway, it's messy relationship stuff, right? And they posted all this drama online, like her videos, his videos. Honestly, I was tired. I did not watch the whole thing. I was like, I do not have time to be watching people's relationships drama. But, and then the baby got up there holding the baby, his baby. The baby was holding his baby, trying to explain his part and saying, I'm here for my daughter, my little queen. I'm just trying to be a good father. And then he put up his, like a long ramble about what was going on. And then, but my problem with him was like, he went out the way to call Dani Leigh a side chick. Like, he went out the way. After being with this young lady, I think they've been together like a couple of years, almost 3 years on and off. Travel, going on vacation, buying this person's stuff, and having a baby with her, and then moving her in while you have the baby. I need to know the definition of a side chick, because I don't think that's it.
Well, of course it wasn't, but that was the way he hurt her.
Yes, and that's
for hurting reasons.
So to be mean, he did that. But then that's something else. I was like, the situation's messy, and I'm starting to feel like the common denominator is the baby. Like,
why do you think that?
I'm just going back because earlier this year, the baby and his comments got him in some hot water against, for what he said about HIV and the LGBTQ community.
So what I found out before, hold that thought right there. What I found out is that was literally going towards a A&R who screwed him over. So he was talking to that person specifically, which he should have just said, I'm talking to you, Jonathan, Pakis, or whatever you're talking about. But he kept it very vague. He never talked about it. He was like, hey, man, if you out here doing blah, 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 doing this, make some noise. If you ain't doing this, so make some noise. He was showing a shot at that person because that person was in the theater. In the arena. So he was trying to make a shot at him. So, but that he never recovered from that. So
he's back performing now.
Right.
He's been gotten a pass.
I'm talking about not recovered, but like he has not rectified that situation.
Right.
He said, I'm going to do the best I can to understand, and fix the LGBT community and have a conversation and all that little fake apology.
Right. So it's that. And then like when that first happened, people were like, well, you do remember the time the baby played those little kids and gave him $20. And then previous to that, the baby in the situation where in self-defense, he had killed a man, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm like, all the situations that I'm hearing about with the baby and people going to bat for him, I'm like, actually, the baby is a menace. The baby the menace. Like, I just feel like maybe it's you at this point.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he definitely got a bad hand in the past year. because I think we're all highlighting all the negative stuff he's done.
Yeah.
But I think it was on Angie Martinez. They were talking about all the positive things he did, not to highlight or gloss over what's happening in the news, but they were talking about all the positive things he's done. But the fact that it's not negative, it's not news.
Right. I mean, and I do know that in communities, especially hip hop communities, the things that seem to be highlighted a lot are the negative things that happen and not like the positive things people are doing in the community. But I also think like there's a way that you have to learn to better manage yourself and try to be better. In this situation with Dani Leigh, I hate that it went so public because we all have relationship drama and relationship mess. But the fact that it just went so public and was so messy, and this woman is still in postpartum, right. So whatever she's going through and what could be happening is only amplified because her hormones are going crazy, and she's dealing with the fact that she just gave birth to a new person,
right.
And that his maturity level, like he's actually like he's one of them artists that need to change his name because the baby is like manifesting itself.
That's funny.
And it's not like it's not a good look. Like you need to become the man now because like everything that he's gotten himself in hot water for has been some immature-ish.
Right. But also, to be the devil's advocate, is she could have honestly said, if you don't take us back, I'm going to tell everybody you did blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, oh, yeah? Well, watch this then. And he went live like, you're not going, I need to cover myself because you're not going to say I hit you or beat you. And he started recording. But a lot of people saying, why did you go live? Which I get it. I wouldn't have went live. I would have recorded it for my own safety.
Yeah. All you do is record. You don't have to, embarrass her, right. Try to put her down as, because she's also an artist with a reputation. Sheesh. But I also feel like we don't know what happened before that, and I feel like he could have done some shady stuff, but she didn't record it at that moment, and he got the upper hand of putting it out there, so now she has a charge against her. I don't know. Like I said, it's all messy. I hope they both get some help. I hope she, is over him and doesn't go back to that situation. Because they put it out there and we had to watch it. I don't want that headache for her. I want her to go and listen to some Summer Walker, get that energy out, and heal little sis. You know what I'm saying?
I got one question.
And
this is for the baby. Where's the baby while your baby mama's in the pen? In the baby pen. Where's the baby? The baby. Where's the baby at right now? While your baby mama is in...
Why the baby mamas?
Both of the baby mamas in prison?
Just the baby mama, because apparently the other baby mama is back in the house or something like that.
I'm confused. What else we got?
Whew. So, I confused myself there too. So lastly, So, this is old news. But it happened while we weren't able to cover Astro World. So, tragic ass. I'm sure you're aware of the events that went down in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
At Travis Scott's Astro World event. Basically, a swelling in the crowd, if you will. Almost created stampede-like situations and had people pushing up against each other and causing people to have cardiac arrest. Several people died, including a 9-year-old child. Right. And so now there's Travis Scott is dealing with the backlash from that. And we say Travis Scott because he's the main person over the festival. It's his festival, but he's being hit with lawsuits. I heard somewhere they were playing one of his songs. He got booed. They just booed the DJ into playing another song. And major releases, I think it was at Nike, he has a release with, got postponed, or the releases are being pushed back. And my question is, I think some of these are good PR calls, but is he getting more heat than he deserves for this?
Man, he has nothing to do with this. But the fact that you hired a team, you have everything to do with it. Mm-hmm. So you gotta look at like, he is the owner of a basketball team, and everybody under you is like the coaches, the manager, the general manager, the coaches, the players. These are the people that's making things happen. If you find out that the nachos are poison at the Staples Center, Crypto.com Center, you're going to get sued.
Right.
Like, it has nothing to do with you, but it's like, come on, man, y'all supposed to have this down pat.
Well, and that's the thing. That's where I've had discussions with people who actually feel like Travis Scott, as the performer, is at fault because he could have seen what was going on, like, closer up to you. You can't see that far out if you're on stage. And if you're like me and you're on stage, you take your glasses off so you don't see people and get over your stage fright, whatever. But it is difficult to see. But a lot of people have been saying, like, there's footage of you actually stopping and then saying, oh, okay, let's go back. So, like, he's not fully, he has to take some fault because he saw something was happening.
No. He has a wild concert. All right, now everybody's now hop, 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 hop. Now move. Now mosh pit. Now mosh pit. Somebody being crushed is the least of his is not shocking. This ain't a Sade concert. This ain't no Summer Walker concert. This is like something that he's used to seeing,
like
for
people
years.
Rushing and dancing and high
this
energy.
Is normal. But if you see somebody hunched over the barricade, that's what's like, whoa, that person ain't having a good time. Mm-hmm. That's when you stop the concert.
Well, what about the camera guys who, there's footage of people hopping up behind the camera guys and being like, stop the concert, like, we need help. People are dying.
They had earphones on, right? Mm-hmm. Who are they listening to on the earphones?
Usually you're listening to the director, the TD, giving you...
Right. Camera 2, punch in. Uh-huh. That's what they're hearing. He's trying to keep his job.
But you see somebody being like...
They're like, yo, get out of here. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, you're dancing horribly right now.
Do you think, like... Because, there's cameras all over the place. And sometimes there's a couple like that sit like in the midst of the audience, and you have the audience around you. You know what I'm talking about?
The couple?
Like there's a couple of cameras.
Okay.
And stationed, and of course they're high up on platforms. But do you think you see that energy changing, or you see something happening? Like, do you think there was a chance that they actually witnessed a rush or something weird happening in the audience?
You think the camera people did?
Mm-hmm. My question is,
There's no lights on the camera person. Mm-hmm. So all he sees is on stage. This is what he sees right here. He probably can see people around him like just the light from his camera that's kind of getting him on his controllers, but he can't see anything. Yeah. All the lights are, and I'm sure he's like,
or she.
They're like 50 feet back from the stage. If you're right on the stage, yes, you can use that light that's on the stage to kind of illuminate your surroundings. Yeah. But if you're way back there, all you see is just rumbling and hear. You hear that on the outside of your. All right, now camera 2, punch in. All right,
yeah. Because my thing is, like, for sure, I think it would be difficult to see stuff happening. That's why we have security and stuff at live events who are supposed to, like, you can only do so much. But at the same time, I think you ideally want, like, if the camera person saw something that looked like people were being crushed or whatever, that they would know to be like, hey, we got an issue out here or whatever. Somebody get security. Like, you would hope that would happen. No. You would hope.
Here we go.
My word was you would hope.
I got you. you've worked with the camera crew at West Angeles, right?
I'll be putting my work resume out there.
You work with the camera crew at a big location, right? Mm-hmm. The camera people do not have a two-way communication. All they're doing is listening. They're not like, hey, but what if I get this one shot?
They have mouthpieces.
They're not talking back.
But you can. They have the opportunity to talk
Well, we
back.
should pull up the footage to see if they have a two-way talk back. Why are you talking back? And when you're trying to talk back, the director is going to hear is it's like, because as soon as you push that button, they're getting that real sound right back in their ear.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think ideally that's what a lot of people are hoping that would happen. But I will say that as far as safety goes for live events, each department has protocols and things that they're supposed to follow. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what their protocols were. I'm pretty sure as more of this information comes out, we'll see it.
Somebody said, I believe it was Steve Harvey, he is saying, if you have these big crowds, you should have them in mazes, like a zigzag to the front, so it won't be a storming one direction. It will have to be like that.
But then what's keeping them? Because then you still can get pressed into a barricade, right?
Well, sure, but it's not. You're not picking up a running start,
right?
Because it's a zigzag.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
To get to the stage.
I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah.
So like the whole, like each stage should have like a wrap around, get inside it, and then that is not even fun to rush to another stage because you gotta definitely jump through these. Yeah.
But then you also want to make sure that your security is doing what they need to do to keep those mazes and barricades in place. Because I've definitely seen in concerts where people just rush past them.
Yeah. But I heard it was one security guard per 100 people.
Right.
That's a lot to secure.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And it's constantly moving.
Yeah.
So you can't really secure.
Yeah, at some point you just be like, I'm going to let these kids do what they do. It's a really sad situation. I feel bad for, all the parties involved because I don't ever think it was anybody's intent for people to get injured. I did read somewhere that if you were at the concert and they gave you a refund, you're pretty much like giving up your right to sue. Yep,
that makes sense. You can't be like, I want my money back, but I'm also going to sue you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, and I think to wrap this episode up, I just heard about the killing of the rapper Young Dolph.
Right.
And that's really tragic. I think he had 4 kids.
Do you know
I just know his name.
I don't know one song of Young Dolph.
I know like a lot of people were talking about how he was like really building legacy and stuff for his children. In Memphis.
Oh.
He would be buying property, and for every one of his kids' birthdays, he would buy foreclosed homes in their names. Tons of property. It was really big in the community. The man was just going to get some cookies. And, it's sad because at some point, I'm going to sound like, I hate saying this, but when we want the cops and we want communities to uphold our life is important. Because Black lives do matter. And I'm never the one that says, but what about Black on Black crime? But I do think at some point we do need to, and I know there's groups doing this, but we definitely need to love one another and deal with whatever that is that makes us want to take people out that's doing good, right, or take each one of us out, because we're here together, man.
Yeah. Young Dolph, I'm sorry. It is midnight, y'all. Twilla got me out here recording at midnight. Young Dolph. Did he get robbed or did he just kill him randomly?
I think they just shot him.
Nothing got stolen.
I don't think anything got stolen.
That's just a true hater then.
Yeah.
At least take a chain. Give me some reasoning why. He said, man, you out here buying homes?
Like, and actually literally trying to do better for the community. Like, stuff like that. Like, it reminds me of Nipsey. That hurt. Like, that was that's just why. Like, definitely gone too soon. So, prayers
definitely up. A random ass killing. Is this person dead? Is this person still rummaging the streets?
Yeah, I didn't hear about any arrest. I don't know. Yeah.
Give me a reason, man. Did you sleep with somebody's mama?
Not the mama, though.
Give me a reason. Like, yeah, I had to, man. He was blowing my mom's back out, and now she's paralyzed. I need to know a reason of some sort of revenge or something. That's not to be like, yeah, let's kill this guy. Oh, damn, that was young Joe. Young Dolph.
Yeah.
I am dying up here.
Yeah, it's only midnight on the East Coast. But anyway, it was great to be back. I'm glad to be here on this next episode, or this episode of Random Ass Convos. Until next time.
She'll be replaced.
Stop yawning. That's just rude.
It's very rude. I'm sorry. But y'all don't get this smoke.
Be sure to like, subscribe.
And get this smoke. Thank you guys so much for another episode.